Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going through a few steps and I have here on the screen. Firstly, we'll be configuring a basic network, and number two, I'll be showing you how to change your router's name. Number three, we'll create a password for your router. Number four, we'll check how to check the password. And number five, we'll encrypt the password and check if the encryption worked. So let's go ahead and get into this. So first we'll start off by adding a couple of endpoint devices. So we use these two names are fine, PC2 and PC3. And then we will go ahead and add a switch to our network here, just a basic switch, and then we'll add a router. Go ahead and add this router here. Now we'll go ahead and connect our devices to the switch, to the first available ports. Then we'll connect our switch with the gigabit port to the router. So as you can see here, if I fast forward time a bit, our connections are green. What we are going to do is create some labels for us so we know, especially when you're studying CCNA in the beginning, always good to label what IP addresses you want to give your PCs and networks. So this PC will be giving it this IP address, and this PC will be giving it .2 IP address, because what we're doing is we'll be configuring the port in the router here to give that gateway IP address for our router, the .1, which is the first available IP in this network. So here we have it. So that's this port, which is going to be the default gateway of our network, will be our .1 IP address. And here, just for record's sake, the base network of our network here is, this is our base network, 192.168.1.0/24, which is our subnet mask, and the subnet mask is here. So this is our network. So as you can see here now, so as you can see, our router's ports are still red here. So what we need to do is go into the router. But before we do that, I'll just change the router name here. This is just on the outside. We are going to name the router, for example, I will name it R1. So this is what we're going to be naming our router. And so on the outside, if we change it, but we still need to change it in the inside, which we'll be doing in step 2. But first, let's go ahead and finish off the configuration of the network here. So go into the router, go into CLI. First question, would you like to enter the initial configuration? So we always know here, press enter. Then we'll go into enable mode, then we'll go into the global configuration mode. Here, once we're in here, you type in int, for short for interface, and our interface, as you remember, it will be G0/0. So how do you remember that here? It's, if you hover over here, you can see the first gigabit Ethernet port, G0/0 is the one we connected our switch to. So go back into the CLI, go into the interface configuration mode, and then type in the IP address we want our port to be. So it will be IP address 192.168.1.1, and add in the subnet mask 0. Press enter, and as best practice, always save. Now first we'll do a no shutdown. So we change the state of the port to up. So then we can do write to memory to save our configuration. We can exit here. Come back here, you can see now it's turning green. Fast forward time a bit, we're all green here. So now we have our 192.168.1.1 for our default gateway. So we'll go into our PCs here and give them static IP addresses for this network. So we'll make this IP address for this PC .2 on the network, and subnet mask automatically populates. And for the default gateway, we'll make it the router's IP address, which is the .1, 192.168.1.1. So once that's done, you can leave this, go into the same and do for PC3, 192.168.1.3 will make it. Subnet mask is there, and our default gateway will be our IP address, our router's IP address, which now we are should be up and running. So now, before we go ahead and go into our second step, after creating the network, we always check connectivity. And how do we do this? We go into the command line here and use our ping ping command to check connectivity between our devices. So first we'll try and ping the router 168.1.1. As you can see, we're getting replies, which means our network is working. And we can also test by pinging our fellow PC here, PC3, and you can see here that we are getting replies, which is good. So now, as you can see, our network is working. So we go ahead now and get into number 2, changing the router name. So here we changed up here, but once you go here, you can see it says router here, so it hasn't changed to R1. What we want to do is change this to R1, so change the configuration to R1. So once we come here, start from the beginning and go into enable mode. Once you go into enable mode, then you go into configuration mode, comp t, then host name is the command that you use, and just type in R1 for your router. Press enter. Now you can see it's changed here from router to R1. So you can change, you can use any name. You can put home router, you can put your name, you can put my router, whatever you want, any name you put. For this example, we're using R1. So now we have here. So the next step we want to do, now we've got our name changed to the one we made outside here. The next step is to create a password. So going back into the CLI, we create a password at the global config level. So here we'll just type in enable password, and you can name your password anything. So for this example, I'll make my password CCNA. Press enter. So that's worked. Then now the next step will be checking our password to see if it works. How do we do this? If we one best practice, always do a WR to save your configuration, just in case your router shuts down and loses, because if it loses power, then you'll lose your configuration. So always save in real life as well, save your configuration. So exit. Once we exit again, so start from the beginning. And when we come here and type in enable, it will ask us a password. So if we type in the wrong password, press enter, it'll keep asking you for password. So what you need to do, type in your correct password, then you're in. This hashtag will show you that you're in. This is how you know that you're in. And next step now, number 3 would be number 4, to check the password, meaning showing the password in the configuration. How do we do that? We do that by using a command called show running config. So in short, all you need to write is show run or sh run. When you come here, then it will show you your password. So the full command that we used, enable password CCNA. So this is the password that we enabled. And obviously we've checked that it's working. So, but again, we can go back and check again. So if you go to enable now, try to get into the router, type in the wrong password, it won't let you in. Type in your right password, and you're in. Then from here you can go to the different levels that you want. So now the fifth step, now what we want to do is encrypt our password. And this encryption is basic encryption, which is not the high level, top level encryption, but it's basically an encryption for someone overlooking and seeing your password. And it's not the top level security, but it's good encryption to have as a basic security for your router. So how do we do this? We use a command called, first we go into configuration mode, then we use a command called service password encrypt, no, sorry, dash encryption. Press enter. No errors there, that means we're done. So what we can do now, normally to do the show run, you do it in the enable mode, which is the privileged exec mode in formal terms. But if you, at any level, you can use a command called do in front of any command that you want, so that you can see and basically force into the command that you want to get into. So now we're in the config mode. We don't need to go back and exit. We can do sh run, which is show run. And as you can see here, before where we had our password Ccna, now our password is this jumbled up word, numbers and letters, and a 7, which shows the level of encryption. So this shows that our password is now encrypted, and our basic encryption is done for this network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll be uploading more videos in the near future, and also feel free to let me know in the comments what you would like to see, and I'm happy to oblige. And thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.